are suffering from a delusion and illusions. But not to worry, because everybody else is as well, including me. And it's the delusion and illusion that we think every single day we see the world around us as it is. And it's so commonplace that we simply don't notice the constant lies that our mind is telling us about the world, and the constant filling in of gaps with not what's there, but what the brain, the mind, expects to be there. I'd like to share with you a very simple experiment that you yourself can carry out if you live in the Northern Hemisphere and have a pair of binoculars and get a clear night without cloud. In the UK at the moment that's a little difficult, but you may get lucky. Oh, of course, I should just point out that you won't be able to carry out this experiment until winter is with us, because it requires for you to see the constellation of Orion in order to carry out the experiment, and that's a winter constellation. So you'll have to wait a little while yet till you can try this out, but trust me, it will work. And the point of this experiment is to show you how you can see more by noticing less. Now that may sound a strange thing to say, but what I'm talking about here is something called averted vision. If you've ever done any stargazing, you'll know what averted vision is, but if you haven't, then I think you're in for a pleasant surprise. First off, let's take a look at what you'll be looking out for in the sky, the constellation of Orion. Now what you need to look out for here are the three stars that make up Orion's belt across the centre of the constellation. Below the belt are a further three stars pointing down that make up Orion's sword, and these are the stars I want you to concentrate on. Now if you look straight at the stars through your binoculars, you will just see three bright stars. But what I want you to do now is to look to the side of the centre star. Anywhere to the side or above or below it. Don't look directly at it though, and let your eyes stay like this for a while, just looking on a black part of space near the star but not looking at it, and see what happens. After a few seconds you should start to see a ghostly glow of light around one of these stars, because what that is not a star at all, but it's the Orion Nebula, which is a giant stellar nursery. But if your eyes go straight back onto it, try to look directly at it, all you will see again is what looks like a star. And that's why you have to use averted vision. By looking directly at the object, you don't see it for what it is. You have to look to one side and allow your eyes, which are not very good at all at seeing in the dark, to allow the light in. So, what's going on? Why is it you can only see more when you notice less? The human eye contains two sets of light-sensitive cells called rods and cones. The eye uses the cones to see colour in the world, but cones are incredibly insensitive to low light conditions, which is why we can't see colours at night. So by looking directly at the Orion Nebula, you cannot see the Orion Nebula because you're using the cones at the back of your eyes to see it with, which simply aren't up to the job. It's only by moving your eye to the side and allowing the light to hit the rods at the periphery of your eye that the detail comes into view. So what this is, in a small way, is an example of how when you look directly at something, when you think you're noticing something, you don't always see it for what it is. And the reason you don't is because of the limitations set in place by your biology, by the human eye, and by the human brain. And you can very easily not notice things in the world, and not even know that you've never not noticed them, unless you learn the tricks of how to get around the limits of what nature has given you. It's very easy for us to wake up every single day, and during the day, before we go to sleep, think that what we're seeing around us is the world as it is, that we see reality and experience it. But that's never the case. Never the case. All we ever see and experience is what we can with the limits of what nature has given us. But it's very easy to forget that. It's very easy to get into the mindset that says that's the way the world is. This is a tiny example I've shown you by using averted vision. Tiny example of the limits set in place on what we can and cannot do, and can and cannot see. There is so much around us that we're simply incapable of understanding or seeing unless we use tricks. Sometimes a simple trick like averted vision, sometimes a very complicated trick where we have to build machines to see for us, like to see in the infrared or X-ray. Because those things are there, they're part of reality and nature and all around us. But our limits say that that isn't so, until we learn to get past the limits of what it is to be human. See you next time.